Hello all. Today we are going to talk about a very important topic, angle of repose, which is related with friction. Okay. Now to start with, here you see three pictures. It might be familiar to you. Suppose you pour sand in this direction with your hand or through a nozzle or anything, then you know that you will get a heap of sand, and this angle, which is 35 degree for a fine sand. Uh, when you put the sand, it will take this shape, and if you keep on adding, you know that after some time the extra sand slides away. Okay. Now this angle is called angle of repose. Fine. Now moving on, if you see this one, and pebbles are there, so again if you go dropping pebbles small size, then you can see for a given shape they take this triangular shape, uh, and this 45-degree angle, they settle down, means one small hip you can make it of 45 degree. If you add more than that, it will slide away. Fine. Now we are going to understand it why that happens. Let us move on and let us see what is angle of repose. Now you are familiar with inclined plane. This is called angle of inclination. Fine. So this is an inclined plane. Now let us say this block is in equilibrium. Fine. So the block is in equilibrium. Now uh, let us say that we are selecting this to be our x-axis and this to be our y-axis. Right. So parallel to the incline is our x-axis, and perpendicular to the incline is our y-axis. So let's say this is x and perpendicular is y. So now uh, for equilibrium, we know that net force on it should be zero. Fine. So let us study along x direction. Okay, along x direction. So you can see this is acting along this x direction and this is acting along this direction. So along x direction for equilibrium, we will get F equal to mg sine theta. Right? And for y direction, if you see, then this contact force N should be balanced by mg cos theta. Right? Now for our purpose, let us just mark it so that this is your y-axis, this will be minus y-axis, this will be x-axis, and this direction is minus x-axis. Fine. So along x, this is a condition, along y, this is a condition. Now this is a condition even when the block is sliding down with constant velocity. Fine. So if it moves with constant velocity, then also you know that uh, the net force on it is zero. Fine. Which is governed by Newton's first law. Now what happens as you increase this theta? So suppose we increase theta, so theta we are increasing it. So we know that as we increase theta, fine, to bigger and bigger, what will happen? This mg sine theta will go on increasing, right? So of course, if this increases, then this one will go on increasing, and this one cos, if theta is more than the value is less, so this one will go on decreasing. So if we increase theta, mg sine theta increases, but cos theta component will decrease, because sine theta is maximum for 90 degrees, means as angle increases, sine increases. Now, what happens? We know that if it is in equilibrium, then this is static friction, right? So this static friction, as we talked about, its maximum value is mu times n. So as you increase theta, static friction can have maximum value equal to mu n. After that, it can't increase. So what happens? Due to mg sine theta increment, this might go down. Fine. Now let us say that theta is equal to alpha, and the block is on the verge of sliding. Now, this word is important, verge of sliding. So we are increasing theta. Now, let us say for theta equal to alpha, it is on verge of sliding. Verge means is stationary, but if you increase a bit more, then the block will slide away. Then this, this will become sine alpha, this will become cos alpha, right? Now, let us combine all this. So what happens is that since static friction is less than mu n, if angle becomes alpha, then you know that sine theta will be replaced by sine alpha and cos theta will be replaced by cos alpha. So this friction mg sine alpha will be equal to mu, this mg cancels out, and we are going to get tan alpha is less than equal to mu. Now, this is one very important equation. Fine. Now, let us define what is angle of repose. So, angle of repose is the angle of inclination for which the block is on verge of sliding. So in this case, our angle of repose is alpha, right? So if I increase more than that, then the block will slide down. Now let us try to understand what comes out of this equation. Tan alpha is this. So let us take a number. Let us say we have a inclined plane like this, right? And we have parked car or anything here. Okay, same thing, block, car or whatever. Now this car tire and this concrete, let us say this is concrete and tire. So coefficient of friction between tire, okay, I'm writing tire and concrete is, let us say, 1. Okay, this is given. T stand for tire and C stand for concrete. So if you put this value, then you will get tan alpha to be less than equal to 1, and alpha should be less than equal to 45 degree. Now, what is the meaning of it? The meaning of it is, if you park a car on an incline, and if you know this, then angle of repose is 45 degree. Means if this is less than 45 degree, or up to 45 degree, it is fine. Okay, so any angle which is less than 45 degree is fine. 45 degree is the critical angle. Okay, angle of repose is also called critical angle. 45 degree will be the critical angle. That means if I increase more than that, so if you try to park a car where the angle is, let us say, 46 or something, then it will slide down. Now, okay, so angle of repose for this tire is 45 degree. Any angle more than 45 degree, it will slide down, right? Now, you also see that the angle of repose only depends on mu. So, angle of repose alpha only depends on mu. So, more the mu is, more will be the uh, angle of repose. It is independent. Alpha is independent of mass and area in of contact. Okay, so this area I'm talking about. Now, this is very important, that the alpha only depends on mu, and it is independent of mass and area. So let us stay with the same example. If you have a small car and a big car, but both are parked uh, here only, uh, so for both, since the car tire material is same, the angle of repose will be same. What I mean that the bigger car will have more mass and thicker tire, so mass and area will be more. But if material of the tire is same, angle of repose will be same. That means if 45 degree is the angle of repose for this smaller car, and if you put a bigger car also having same material of tire, its angle of repose will be 45 degree only. Okay, independent of this. So now you can understand the diagram what we saw in the beginning, that this is the angle of repose alpha for the fine sand, which is 35. So if you put more sand, so that this angle increases, they will slide down. Same goes for this also. Okay, and you can see this shape plays a role in formation of mountains also. Okay, in desert area you have sand dunes, right? Sand mountain or something. So there it plays role. So today we learned that this angle of repose and coefficient of friction depends by this formula, and this is independent of mass and area. So if angle is less than mu, then what happens? So we can end our discussion with this, that if angle of theta is less than mu, sorry, if angle of theta is less than alpha, then the body will be in equilibrium, right? If theta is equal to alpha, then it is on the verge of sliding. And if theta becomes greater than alpha, then it will slide. And this is verge of sliding, and this is just equilibrium or at rest, right? Now, as the block will slide, kinetic friction will operate, fine. So just go through the uh, topic angular free force. Thank you.